Welcome back, I'm Debbie Daly.
And I'm Konrad Cannell.
And this is a 15-minute morning yoga sequence designed by Konrad.
And it's a whole body stretch to start out the day.
We'll get right to it, starting out in the squat pose. Starting out in the squat pose, heels are down or up, whatever feels good to you. And Konrad likes to do this with his hands in the prayer position, I think, and I like to kind of have my hands on the ground and move it around a little bit. So Konrad does a little bit of yoga every morning. He used to do a lot of Ashtanga yoga, and these days it's more of this is his 15-minute stretch. He always starts out with a squat, I think, almost always. And you move it around. So he's moving his weight around on his feet, forward and back. I'm moving my weight side to side. And Konrad always starts out with the squat with his morning practice, and then he always, almost always, I shouldn't say always, but almost always moves to the snail pose next. So snail pose, he sends his legs up and back over his head. He holds on to his feet. And if you don't reach your feet, you can hold on to the backs of your calves or whatever works. Let the arms rest in some way. For me, I'm going to do the happy baby pose. So if you're not comfortable inverting first thing in the morning, then happy baby pose is a great alternative, which also stretches the spine and the lower back. And it might feel good to roll side to side. Konrad is also rolling side to side a bit. He likes to turn his head side to side. Something to wake up your spine, your lower back. If you're in the snail, you're going to get more upper back, shoulders, upper spine. And moving into the next pose, which is the saddle pose. So, saddle pose, there's a few ways to do it, of course. Konrad's sitting in between his feet, and that's comfortable for his body to just go back without props. You can also sit on top of your feet, starting out in more of a seiza, and then lean back on the hands. Maybe this is as far as you want to go, or maybe you come all the way back onto some blocks or all the way onto the ground, or lean back on a piece of furniture. So getting into your back bends, the front of the thighs, the front of the hips stretching here, the back stretching. You might feel some sensation in the lower back and the sacrum. Feeling the breath in your back bend. And to come on out of this, you can untuck the legs like Konrad, or use your arms to push yourself up. Where we are going is the twist. So taking the right knee in from a position on your back and then taking it across. So your left leg stays straight, your right arm can reach out to the side. And the head typically will turn away from the knee here. And back to the center and to the second side. Left knee up and over to the right. Breathing. And back up to the center. And what's next?
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly is next. All right, come on up to seated. Open the legs nice and wide and come forward over the legs. And you can use props under the head or under the elbows. Your legs can be narrower or wider, it's up to you. It's not really about getting the legs as wide as possible. You might feel a groin stretch here, you might feel a back of the leg stretch. I think both of us kind of like this pose for the hamstring stretch more than the groin stretch, but it's all good, right? And coming up, and now the side dragonfly. So coming over your right leg. This is going to be more directly in the right hamstrings. If this doesn't work for you, if it doesn't get your hamstrings good, then half butterfly could happen here instead, bending your left leg in. Oh, and then you're going to move right to that side stretch, aren't you? Okay. So opening up. Maybe you reach the foot comfortably like Konrad. Maybe you've got your left arm reaching up and over, or even resting the left hand behind the head like me. And coming back up to the center and then over the left leg. So we start out in this hamstring stretch, bending the back leg in if you wish. And taking it into the side bend. And you may enjoy hooking this left elbow in front of the knee to get a little more leverage. You want to bring your left shoulder forward and your right shoulder back. And releasing back to the center and moving into caterpillar pose. Legs hips width or wider, whatever works for you. So if you tend to be stiffer in the mornings or in general, then a little wider in the legs might be helpful for you here. Or, of course, having some props, blankets or pillows folded up under your seat. Now coming up and moving into square pose, so stretching into the outer hips, right leg on top of the left, and coming forward. So alternative postures are the shoelace, pigeon, or the figure four if this is not a pose that works for you. We're going for this outer hip stretch, so the right buttocks with the right leg on top, or maybe both sides. And if the knee is up in the air a bit, that's not uncommon. It happens a lot. As long as you're still getting the stretch and not getting the knee pain, then you're okay here. Otherwise, you'll want to check out one of my more introductory videos about stretching into the outer hips and find some alternative poses. And switching sides. something I admire about how Konrad does his morning yoga is that he does it every single day. And it's not like a big, long ordeal. He does these shorter sequences without much fuss. And those of us who've done all our yoga training and maybe been a little overly trained in yoga, we tend to fuss a lot. So I appreciate the no fuss, no frills approach. Where are we headed next?
Downward dog.
Downward dog. And now lunging, right leg forward. Hands inside the foot is the way Konrad likes to do it. And we were just having a discussion about where we feel this pose. He feels it in the groin of the right leg, which is not where I feel it. But in any case, it's good to lunge for so many reasons. Groin, quad stretch. And back through your downward doggy plank thing and into a second side of a lunge. In the home stretch here, the home stretch of the morning stretch. Let the back knee come down, and I think that's it. Come on into Seiza. This is our finishing posture where if you would like to sit for 5 minutes of meditation or 1 minute of meditation, or lie down on your back for a Shavasana, or just come on up and start your day. That's our practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Konrad, and we will see you next time.
Namaste.
Well done. Thank you for joining me. And if you liked this practice, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, and you'll hear about the classes that I'm putting out every week. And check out my latest Yin Yoga video. And also, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.